We're looking now at a lot of early 19th century American almanacs. What's worth pointing out on, for instance, this first one is this great large woodcut that includes people from around the world here, Native American, Asiatic, appears to be African and Middle Eastern, and so on. Here's another large woodcut, and the second one is, as you can see, some of these are in rather poor condition. However, the thing that is worth noting is that it's still with the original string tie, and it's still got the original deckled edges, and it's got all of these small, charming, almost folk art woodcuts throughout for the months of the year, and so they're zodiac signs, Sagittarius there, and so it's very interesting in that way. Front cover lacks the rear cover, but well, you know. And so here's another 1831, different year for this first one we saw, and there's a great woodcut there of agriculture and farming. And then we've got this 1831, different one, Robert Thomas, Boston. And again, original deckled edges, original string tie. This is interesting because this is a very interesting woodcut map here of New England. Could be serographic, I'm not really sure. But at any rate, we have again a series of woodcuts for seasons of the year. And here we have an 1832, the rate of postage, courts, all kinds of interesting information, religion at sea, the conversion of the world, right? Okay. And here we've got 1832, different woodcut. Again, wide margins. Well, this is interesting because this is in some kind of an early wrapper, plain wrapper like so. Must have been this, I would say, oh, that's an early owner has put that on to protect it, because this is a primitive stitching here by the early owner. And let's see. Let's just see. And as you can see, most almanacs don't even survive at all. And the ones that do survive often survive in this sort of condition, which is, these were intended to be used by in an agricultural household. And so they tend to reflect that history in their condition, you know, used in and around barns and outbuildings and so on. And so there's this one from 1833, then we've got an 1834, and we've got an 1835. These are all just a range and a variety of titles. Look at that woodcut. That's fascinating right there. That's a very interesting woodcut. And here's an 1836 almanac here. If we can get it to open for us. So I'll fold it up like so. Cost of public buildings, yeah, very interesting. Again, we see an early map of New England with a mention of roads. And then we've got this 1837, and we've got, this is an 1838, appears to lack its front cover, but it appears to be largely complete otherwise up until this table at the end here. Then we've got another one, 1838. Robert Thomas, there's a woodcut portrait of him. And again, we see that same map. Okay, deckled edges here as issued. And then this is a common school. Look at this, that's interesting. These are woodcuts, and here is a cross-section of how this building, the common school, that's very interesting. Moons, eclipses, moons, phases. Ah, yes, this is primarily lunar. This is all about the lunar. Ah, interesting. Huh. Yeah. Teachers' importance. Yeah, this is all about education. That's a very interesting almanac right there. And here is an 1839. It's an interesting lot of American almanacs from prior to the Civil War, actually prior to 1850, I believe these all are. And here is an 1839. Okay, oh yeah, look at this. Solutions to mathematical questions, and so on. Okay, and here is an 1840 New England with a nice woodcut of an eagle. And that's a very interesting celestial constellation woodcut there, using the anatomy of a person's body, again with small little zodiac sign woodcuts. Okay, then we've got this 1840 Farmer's Almanac here with the original wrappers and another map of New England. And then we've got this 1841, like so, like this, there we are, Double, New London, Connecticut. And, right, we see this. Then we've got this 1842 New England Almanac, like so. Whoopsie, there's two of them here. And we've got an 1843, heavily used, and 1844. And then what else have we got? We've got a 45 and a 48. This is interesting. This is a different almanac here with the original wrapper. That's kind of interesting. These are all at one point in an institution. They've been deaccessioned, and we bought them at public auction years ago and put them in a stack in one of our storage areas, and here they are seeing the light of day. This is actually now an entirely different map, and it says right here, stylographic. So I would say that is a serographic wax engraved printed map here, early serography. And so this lot of American almanacs is now available online from me, Brian DeMambro.